Hawkins, An Inquiry into the Nature and Principles of Thoroughbass on a New Plan, London 1817. And finally we've got to the meat of the matter. Thoroughbass. How produced? The effect of thoroughbass is produced from striking the bass note with the left hand at its proper station on the lower part of the instrument and accompanying it with the rest of the notes struck with the right hand. At their proper stations on the uppermost part. This combination of harmony is called a chord because all notes may be produced on the same string of a violoncello. By stopping it at different places according to the different proportions and relations to each other. The only difference between thus producing them from a string and from the pianoforte, etc. in thoroughbass is that in the case of a string, for example on a lute, they are sounded in succession, but in thoroughbass they are struck all at the same time. Chords, but of two sorts, fundamentally differing. Of chords there can be but two sorts, the perfect or consonant and the imperfect or dissonant. The former of these consists of the bass note, its third, fifth and eighth, for example, and extending as it does to the octave is therefore musical, as falling on a concord. The other is composed of the third, fifth and seventh, and falling on the seventh, a discord is itself discordant. Concord, discord. From these two species arise all the chords admissible in music, which constitute thorough bass. The concordant or harmonious, springing from that composed of the proportions 3, 5, 8, and the dissonant in like manner from that which consists of the relations 3, 5, 7. A chord, how composed? A chord, on examination, will be found substantially and essentially formed of notes related to each other in the proportions of thirds. For the third is evidently a third to the bass note and a third to the fifth. And the fifth is 2/3 to the bass note and 1/3 to the third. In the case of the dissonant chord, the seventh is 3/3 to the bass note 2 or a fifth to the third, and 1/3 to the fifth. And in the point of connection and relation, it is of no consequence whether the situation of the note thus related be in the scale above or below that to which it refers. Chords. Of what particulars formed? The particulars of which a chord is formed, although uniformly the same, namely a third, a fifth, and an eighth, or a third, a fifth, and a seventh, are still capable of different formation and application. For some chords consists of a third, a fifth, and an eighth, some of 2/3 and an eighth, some of 2/5 and an eighth, and so on and so forth. Sometimes they are reckoned upwards from the bass note, and others downwards from the octave. In some, the thirds are below, in others above the bass notes, from which they are computed. And instances of both these sometimes occur in the same chord. The same may be said of the 2/5. The perfect chord itself is 3/5/8. The chord 3/6/8 consists of 2/3 and an eighth, 1/3 forwards, the other backwards, the chord 5/4/8 comprises 2/5 and an eighth, computed in the same manner. So the first fifth forwards and the second fifth backwards, giving us